Hello brothers, as you may know, I'm running a few challenges at the moment on ejaculation control, ejaculation choice, semen retention, orgasm without ejaculation, and there are different ones running 10 days, 21 days, and for longer periods. So I've decided to bring some women into this conversation, and
thank you.
And the first woman I have is the beautiful, gorgeous Leán Bakker. Leán, welcome here.
Thank you, Lenerd. Thanks for involving us women.
Oh, it's wonderful. I'm just going to ask the questions, let's see what they say. I don't necessarily know. The beauty of it is to hear. Let's see what women think of what we're doing.
I'm 51 years old, and to me, in my life, it's a fairly new thing that I've come across. Making love to men that do ejaculation control. They don't just ejaculate quickly. And I do work in sexuality guidance for women as well as for men. So I would say one of the number one complaints that women have when making love to men is that it's too short. Okay. So I don't think it's like the guys want to make love really short, but they love making love so much that they ejaculate so quickly. So that's the number one complaint from women, is that they don't get made love too long enough. And
can I ask you, what is short? I mean, so is there in the ministry, or is it?
Yeah, it's actually quite sad that I've heard women say 2 minutes, but then there's the famous 11 minutes.
The Paulo Coelho book about 11 minutes.
11 minutes, yeah.
Book.
And I think there was some American survey where they came to the conclusion of 5.5 minutes, but that was average. So if 5.5 minutes is average, you've got less than that coming up. If a guy is able to make love or penetrate the woman for much longer, then we as women start discovering ourselves as multi-orgasmic people. It gives us time to have that first orgasm, get to that release space, that surrender space, have more. And I see a big disconnect. So a lot of my male clients, I would say most of my male clients, say to me, the most important thing for them when they make love to a woman is to make sure that she's had her orgasm, that she's satisfied. So there's a bit of a disconnect for me here between the satisfaction of the woman and the man coming really quickly. And that's where the ejaculation, if a man can just hold back on that ejaculation a little bit, then he'll be able to penetrate the woman much longer. So just to play with that edge, come back, penetrate a little longer, go to the edge, come back again, and just keep the strokes rolling. No, but and the problem is then, there's a quiet discontent that starts building. And you actually don't feel like making love to that guy again. Whereas if he's taken you into this beautiful orgasmic state, you want to surrender into this creative, orgasmic, soft, expressive space again. But if you don't reach that stage, then it's not attractive to go back there. You don't want to be made love to so short. It's just not nice.
Oh, it's beautiful. I mean, and I really appreciate the honesty and the directness, because I don't know, I ask the dudes to discuss these things. We need to hear exactly what a woman would feel like, and what comes up. Otherwise, it's important for guys to know that. And often, sometimes you find women say, "Oh, the guys don't care," and so on, about their orgasms, and it seems that you know, there's a lot of men out there that really wants to do that.
Yeah.
It's just that they may not know exactly what are the aspects there, and maybe they think it's a technical thing that they need to do to the woman itself and press some buttons.
Yes.
And actually, it's actually so much simpler than that. It's actually just to be able to be present with her for a longer than the 2 minutes or the 11 minutes or the whatever. And you know, then she can drop in her own pleasure. That's right.
Exactly. I think that's a good word to use. It gives her time to drop into her own pleasure, because in the end, she needs to connect to herself, to her orgasmic potential.
Yeah.
And it's a process. It's a process of letting go. You don't just get there in 2 minutes. It's a very vulnerable space that you go into, where you totally open yourself and let go, and to really show your pleasure and your orgasm. You know, it's sort of, you're very vulnerable in that space, and you need to feel that the guy can hold you through that time and witness and witness you, and in the same time, I do invite the guys to also go into that vulnerable space where they also drop into their pleasure, and I think that's where the whole ejaculation control thing can really hold them. So if they can hold back their ejaculation but still feel pleasure running through their body, have the orgasmic pleasure in their body, we can orgasm together, but the lovemaking doesn't have to end.
Beautiful.
And ejaculation is beautiful. There's nothing wrong with ejaculation, you know. It's just that I think just traditionally we think that's orgasm.
No, exactly. And I mean, don't the guys also want to make love for longer than 2 minutes, isn't it? That's a little bit short. I mean, we're joking about the 2 minutes thing now, but yeah, that's exactly it. You know, it's you really want to experience that pleasure for much longer, yeah, it's so amazing. You know, if you can actually, once you start experiencing the stuff and you realize that this ejaculation, you know, it's just one part of it, and that there is so much energy and pleasure running through your body, and not to rush to this goal of ejaculating, but really enjoy that journey of pleasure, and get to a point where, you know, some of these advanced stuff that we'll be doing, we'll talk about the orgasm without ejaculation kind of thing, you know, and how that happens in the body, and there's some beautiful stuff there. But I think, you know, it starts with firstly just being the awareness to it, that to hold the ejaculation and not to rush into that, and to really be there present with the woman you're in. So thank you for expressing that so beautifully from a woman's perspective.
But to see that as a sacred moment, as a sacred offering of
Beautiful.
letting go so much, giving so much of your passion, your love, your energy, and just giving that as a sacred offering to the woman, it's really beautiful. You know, and
Beautiful.
it's a momentous offering.
Beautiful.
And after that, the man is completely depleted, and he does fall asleep. And we as women don't get angry at the man when he's so exhausted after he's given so much of himself. It is going to be that depletion. But this is now why we want to do it consciously. So ejaculate when you choose to go into this state of offering, and then the tiredness and the rest. But if you want to make love for longer, then you hold it. We'll ejaculate next week.
Oh, beautiful.
In 2 weeks' time.
Yeah, I know, wonderful. It's so wonderful hearing a woman expressing that, Leán. And yeah, brothers, I mean, this is just, I mean, I've been in, you know, encountered so many times when you then actually, you know, holding your ejaculation for a long time, and then the woman that you're with, you know, before ejaculating, you actually in that moment share it with her. You know, I want to consciously, almost get emotional there. I want to consciously ejaculate in you. You know, I want to give you my seed. I want to gift. It's a gift from me. I want to gift my seed to you. And wow, I mean, it's, you know, the woman really really gets in that point where it is she feels so honored, and you know, you can hear it here firsthand, and it makes it so sacred. What are your thoughts on it? That if a man does this ejaculation choice program, or you know, in this process of living this way, that the woman and the women or girls that he's with, that they know what he's doing, so that they can understand, you know, why he's not ejaculating. Because sometimes women maybe, you know, their desires may be linked to the ejaculation. Is there something there? You know, maybe expand on?
Yes, I think traditionally we're so used to this like one orgasm that we have together, and that is marked by this ejaculation, that it's almost a habit to make love like that and to expect this ejaculation, and then this guy falls asleep and then you can be pissed off at him because he's not cuddling, you know.
Yeah.
So if we start making love to someone that does this ejaculation control, it's something that we do together. I remember the first time I encountered a man making love to me with the ejaculation control. I didn't know that he was going to do it, and I just pulled this ejaculation out of him because it was just habit. You know, the woman sort of pulls that out of the man. But then if we start playing this longer love making together, then the woman starts tuning into the man and what's happening. And at that moment of the edge, you know, I know I can go into my orgasm, but there's some release that I give the man with, you know, where I stop moving for a bit, or don't grab onto him so tight, just release a bit, so that he can then breathe up, hold, recalibrate, wait a few seconds, and then we go again. So it becomes this beautiful dance of tuning into one another. And what also happens is the man becomes more and more sensitive. You know, he becomes more and more sensitive the longer you play. And
beautiful.
you feel each other on that edge. The edge keeps coming closer and closer and closer. It's beautiful tango.
Beautiful, wonderful.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's really important for the woman also to know that, that the man is on this journey. And
absolutely, she'll change her movements. She'll change her movements and know to almost with her awareness, not try to pull the ejaculation out of him, but just feel, we're just opening, expanding, waiting a bit. And literally, people, a few seconds, you can make love again. And that's the magic.
Wonderful. Guys, well, there's first hand from a woman, you know. I don't take my word for it. It's a beautiful, gorgeous woman talking about it. And we'll have more in this series coming up, in these conversations with beautiful, gorgeous women, sharing their thoughts and their insights on this. So Leán, thank you so much for your beautiful sharing and for talking to us.
Yeah, it's a pleasure. And thanks for hearing us as women. We so much appreciated.
Big pleasure.
Thanks.
Thank you, guys. Catch you soon.